So I wanted to compare the Vizelex E-mount built-in ND lens adapter to a conventional screw-on filter. I'm using just a cheap Photodiox EF to E mount adapter with a Rockin-On 85. The store page claims that this is a 1 to 10 stop ND built-in. I figured I wanted to try comparing the maximum 10 stop to an actual screw-on 10 stop to see the quality difference. Now, one thing I have noticed with this, shooting somewhat into the light, you get kind of washed out images. So I wanted to see how that looks as well. So right here, I'm shooting a scene kind of into the sun. Hello, stray cat. Shooting this little webbed up branch in this backyard. Got my lens wide open, shooting at 24 frames a second, 1/50 shutter, got a 10 stop ND on so I can expose out in broad daylight with S-Log2. Just gonna step all over my stuff, aren't you? Just to show the waveform here, I'm exposing it so that my brights are going just about 80. I mean, the image looks beautiful, everything looks gorgeous. This is what I would expect to see putting a 10 stop ND on. So I am now on the Vizelex built-in ND adapter. There's no more 10 stop filter on. My IRE values are reading totally different. This is supposed to be a 10 stop. My IRE values are reading around 70, 75 now, so this is a little bit more powerful than a 10 stop, but I mean, I can just compensate, so I'll go ahead and bring it back up to where my other ND was, about 80. Okay, so now they're more similar, but my waveform is a lot more smashed. It's definitely reading differently, and if you look at the image, it's way washed out. This is totally not the same quality at all. I would definitely get this shot on the screw-on filter, not the built-in ND. Throwing a LUT on it, the VND footage has this slight kind of greenish blue tinge to the entire image. I mean, the greens of the leaves really show more through the screw-on filter. This looks a little bit more natural. I'm looking at the tree, gold glow from the sun, with the brown going on. The VND footage has this kind of blue undertone to the entire thing. That's not what a tree looks like. You could try to correct that out. Maybe if you did a gray card before you shot on this every time. I mean, I could try that right now. As you can see, this Vizelex lens adapter built-in ND does have a washing out problem. And again, to compare, this was comparing it to a BW 10 stop filter screw-on. I mean, I've only seen good reviews on this, a lot of positive feedback. I kind of wasn't expecting it to be that drastic of a difference, but I guess it's up to you. I mean, the price difference is there. If you're going to go with the screw-on filters, you got to get either multiple screw-on filters like I did, or you go with a high-quality VND, but you still have to worry about the drawbacks of VNDs. So, I mean, I guess this was kind of expected with a VND to begin with, but, you know, it's up to you, whatever you get. I guess I'll do more while I'm out here. All right, trying this again. Got the BW 10 stop on. This time I started it off with a gray card test. So in order for me to do this, because you can't do this in video mode, I had to switch to photo mode, switch to picture profile off, go to custom white balance, shoot the gray card, and then I'll have to switch back to video. I haven't done a lot of testing with this. I feel like you have to do that with a grain of salt, because I know that when you switch from video mode to still mode, the color space changes from movie to still. And then when you switch back to video mode, it switches from still to movie, or in this case, I'm using S-Log, so it switched from still to S-Gamut. So I don't know how switching the color space affects the white balance, but I mean, this is just for me to get a control. This allows me to set the white balance based on my scene. I mean, if it's off, at least my clips will match. I am on the Vizelex VND lens adapter, no screw-on filters on, same settings. I didn't do a gray card test yet, but I can already see that this is actually really washed out. I'm not shooting into the sun at all. I'm shooting in the opposite direction of the sun. Setting the gray card on the Vizelex VND actually gave me a 6,300 Kelvin instead of a 5,200 Kelvin. And it also added a 1 magenta shift instead of no magenta shift. Okay, comparing the two shots. I shot two different shots with Vizelex, with the original white balance setting and one where I calibrated the white balance using a gray card. Now, the difference between the two, obviously the one with the gray card is a little bit warmer, it's not as blue in the shadows, so it's a little bit more true to what it's supposed to be. But if I compare it to the BW 10 stop holy crap, it's super washed out. I mean, the image still has a blue tinge to it. The limes of the BW shot are really vibrant, green. They got the orange glow of the sun. The Vizelex is, it's an image. It's not awesome. I mean, it's very much so handicapping this camera. I like they say, you know, why get a good camera? You're going to put shitty glass in front of it. You know, there's a scratch on my camera. I mean, this is affordable. This is convenient, but it is far from quality. I don't even know why I have this. I got it with the camera. One of the first things I worked on, they were using my camera and the DP was complaining about flaring and washed out images, and that's why we ended up switching out to the photodiox adapter. But it's been sitting on my shelf ever since, and I mean, kind of looking at it now, this is a bad buy. I would say if I were in a scenario where I needed to have the convenience of a fast ND that's built into the adapter, so I don't have to worry about filters, but still, the quality of the image I'm getting is completely subpar to what it should be. I mean, holy crap, this BW image is gorgeous. This Vizelex image is, yeah, it's terrible. Anyways, okay, so that's a little bit more of a true test compared to the first one where I just kind of went willy-nilly without the white balance. The white balance, I think, gives the Vizelex more room to stand on, more ground to stand on, but still, it's terrible. I'm not shooting into the sun anymore. I'm shooting the opposite way of the sun, and you're still washed out. What are you doing? I mean, I kind of want to compare it to another VND to see if it's as bad, but I still feel like this is because it's behind the lens. I mean, there's a reason this thing hasn't been in my kit for a while. Just kind of reassuring myself that I need to try to sell this thing. Somebody wants it, somebody can have it, you know? I don't want it, I don't want to have it. Anyways. Okay, now, if this helped you in some way, please hit that like button. If there's any questions or anything I might have missed that you would like to see me try, go ahead and shoot me a comment, and I'll get to that as soon as I can. If you'd like to see more, I definitely have a lot more gear to talk about. We'll try to do it a little bit more formal next time. I know this is a little bit more just chilling in a backyard, but go ahead and subscribe, and I'll definitely do more of these. And yeah, thanks.